name is Stephen Rosenberg, this is Gene Ginsberg, and welcome to Marketing Success in Under 10 Minutes. We have a really exciting show for you guys today because we're going to be going over marketing framework. And this is something that Gene is really good on, and she has a lot to say about it, and we're going to try really hard to pack it into these 10 minutes. Gene, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. Thank you very much, Stephen. It's always great to be here, and it's always great to to talk about. And as you know, my passion is talking about marketing, so I'm very excited about that. But I wanted to share a piece that I've been working on for several years now, and I've been implementing this in my business. And then, as a lot of our audiences might know, I also own a digital marketing agency, so I've been implementing this digital marketing framework that I've just been refining over time, and I feel like now it's really kind of been really like perfected, I guess I would say, where I've been using that for most of my clients, like I said, for my own business as well. So I guess I can start with how this framework typically, like how it works and how I use it with my clients. And so the first thing I would look into, like when I first engage with a client, is that we look at their target audience and their target market. So who are these people? What are their, and typically also the main thing is like, what are their problems? And then how is my client's products or service a method to solve those problems? So we really dig deep into that, because that's really the first thing that I feel like is extremely important, is to know who your target market is. And I feel like most businesses don't have an idea of a really good idea for their target market is. And so if you're watching this video, I would say definitely go back, and if you don't know who your target market is and what their problems are, then I would highly recommend looking into that, because
you got to figure it out.
Yes, it's extremely important. I mean, of course, the other pieces of the marketing are also important, but if you are putting the wrong messaging if you're putting the right messaging in front of the wrong audience, then it doesn't really matter. You might have an awesome Facebook campaign or an awesome email and an awesome product. None of that will matter. Yeah, exactly, Stephen. Any thoughts before I move on to the next points of the marketing framework?
No, I really agree with what you said.
Yeah, so
it's on point. Know
your target market, know what their problems and pain points are, and how your product or service solves that. So the next step is we develop content around these problems that this target market has, and it could be anything from videos to articles to blog posts. So content is very important to bring users in, to engage them, and also it shows your expertise. So if you're a business in that field, and you're creating content, like it shows that you know what you're talking about and you're an expert in the field. So content is the next piece of it. Then we create a nurture funnel. So typically that's an email marketing funnel. Sometimes we also use like Facebook Messenger funnels, but basically it's a way to nurture your prospects. So let's say they engage with your content, and then maybe they opt in, or you retarget them through like a retargeting campaign. But then the next step is then to engage them even further through email, and basically get them to learn more about your brand, about your company, about your products and services, and again, how you're an expert in the field. So very important to create a nurturing sequence, because over time, I mean, the main thing that we're trying to do is that we're trying to bring people into the top of the funnel, but we're also trying to nurture them over a period of time so that they feel like they're not feeling like they're being sold to, but they're actually getting some beneficial information, some content that would be beneficial for them in their lives or in their business, depending on what your product is. So we created a funnel, and then we feed that funnel with some sort of paid media. Now, lately, Facebook advertising has been working really well, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what everybody should be using. So the main thing here is, like, we talked about the target market, but then we also should you also should figure out where is your target market hanging out. So maybe if it's a younger audience and your target market is younger, maybe it's Snapchat, maybe it's Facebook, maybe it's Instagram. You know, for example, women between the ages of like 40 and 50 are like the top users of Instagram now, and they're posting selfies on Instagram. Yep. So it depends on who your target market is. Selfies. So totally depends on who your target market is, but feed that funnel, that nurture funnel with some sort of paid media to bring in new leads or new sales or new people engaging with your content and into your nurture funnel. And then we also retarget. The next step is retargeting those users so who have not engaged with you. Well, let's say who have engaged with you but not have taken the next step, maybe have not opted in or haven't purchased. So we create retargeting campaigns, let's say in Facebook or other platforms, to bring those users back to further engage with them. And then the last piece, of course, is we want to convert those users to paying customers. So we usually create some sort of bottom of the funnel campaign. So at that point, we have narrowed it down. There's a certain percentage of people from the top of the funnel who are interested in moving forward or, let's say, purchasing your product. And then we engage with them on more of a personal level. So for one thing that I've been using a lot lately have been like Facebook Messenger ads. As an ad unit. So you engage with the bottom of the funnel, so people who are very close to purchasing, and you ask them questions like, do you have any final questions? Is there anything we can do to kind of alleviate those problems that you're having, and how can we help you, and how can our product help you to get where you want to be, basically. Like, think about yourself, as you are now, and then our product or our service will get you to be where you want to be in the future, like to be your, I guess, better self, or like whatever it is that you have a problem with will basically solve that issue. So Facebook Messenger ads have been a really good way to engage with people who are almost on the verge of purchasing, but just maybe might have a couple more questions. And then the last piece of it is also analytics is a big part. Like, we can't really do any of this unless we have data surrounding all of the pieces that I mentioned, targeting and content and funnels and Facebook advertising. We can't really do anything, and we can't optimize unless we know what the data is, how are people engaging, and then pulling those levers in order to optimize those campaigns. So data is extremely important. I feel like, again, audiences and data are things that businesses typically are not very strong at, and that's one of the two things that I feel like you definitely have to be strong at in order to have a successful business. So any thoughts on this, Stephen, on the framework?
If it's on, especially if you're an online business, you have to be really strong at those two topics. I mean, there's no way that you can get through it. I think that the other components of the framework make a lot of logical sense, everything that you're saying. I think that doing a lot of A/B testing is good too, for some people that might not know right away what their target market is. Instead of being so overwhelmed or just focusing on one thing, I would suggest doing 5 different targeted campaigns, just really quick, simple things, just to be able to get back some data and see what worked best and for what, and then study those people. I think that's really important, is to know who it is that you're selling to and what their objectives are and all those things. I mean, everything else you listed made complete sense, especially towards the end when you're like really pushing them to ask questions if they have any other final questions, things of that nature, so that they are ready to go forward and make the purchase.
Yeah, totally. This is, like I said, this has been the framework, and of course, there's many different smaller components to this framework.
Right.
Like you said, like A/B testing, or landing page optimization, or your funnel optimization. Changing out emails,
SEO,
or SEO. I mean, there are so many more components to having a successful business and to bringing in new customers. But this is like the framework. Again, this is an overarching framework that I've been using with my clients that has been working really well. And
unfortunately, this isn't marketing success in under 100 minutes. So.
Yes. So we would love to hear from our audiences if you have a framework that you've used, or if you use something similar to what I just mentioned and your results. We would love to hear from you. So please leave us a comment or send us an email. And we always love hearing from our audiences.
Thanks so much, Gene, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks so much for watching. We hope you'll continue to get involved and join us as we help you find success in your entrepreneurial journey. Please follow, like, and share with others who will find this beneficial. We'll see you on the next episode of Marketing Success in Under 10 Minutes with Stephen and Gene.